Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. And I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect.
Wagwan people, Lumanny here, and welcome to the season finale and probably series finale of the Aston Villa save here on my channel. I haven't fully decided yet, but I'm not playing a lot of FIFA at the moment, so it probably will be the series finale overall. But we'll decide after this one. But it's a huge episode for us in this one. We have our semi-final matchup to kick us off here against Celtic. Big game of two of the original European big boys, I'm going to call them. Obviously, Aston Villa in the 1980s, I believe it was, won a European Cup. Celtic were always known for being a pretty big team and going far in European Cups. I don't actually know 100% if they've won one or not, but they definitely were known for being around the Champions League and the European elite. So it's a very interesting matchup. Obviously, it's happening in the Europa League, not the Champions League, which is where I'm sure both teams would prefer to be, but regardless, it's still a huge match. Battle of Britain, which are always interesting fixtures as well. I have to say, though, I'm pretty confident in our prospects in this one. I think if we take the fight to Celtic, they won't really have a lot to be able to stop us. They've obviously done amazingly well to make it to a semi-final, as have we, but we are really expecting to win the whole thing, so we are going to go at them and we're going to give it everything, and we're going to try and take them out in this first fixture so that we can worry less about the second leg, really, so that we can focus on some of the other stuff we've got coming up in this episode, because obviously we have a big game coming up against Liverpool in the finals of the FA Cup, which isn't a competition I thought we were going to be a part of for long, because we were playing rotational sides, but we have got a final, and in this one, in the 6th minute, away from home, we would take the lead, and it's Mr. Reliable himself once again putting us in the lead, 1-0 up. Nice little bit of play from us. It's kind of the blueprint of what we've been seeing all season. We press from the wing. First time ball from Xavi Simons finds Watkins in the box, and obviously from those positions, it's very rare that Ollie Watkins is going to miss. 12 goals in 11 games now in the Europa League. Then after that, we started carving through Celtic, really, and Buemo gets a good chance here, but unfortunately puts it down the throat of the keeper, so can't finish that one off. Did then take us a little bit to get rolling again until the second half. Wagnerman breaks down the wing here, finds Xavi Simons. We can see there's kind of just space opening up, but he does roll it out to Buemo. He finds Ansu Fati, and Ansu Fati would tuck away our second to give us a healthy 2-0 lead and give us a big boost of confidence going forward in this one. Celtic did hang on for quite a while, and they were doing well, I would say. They weren't really threatening us, but they were in it. They were definitely making it tough for us to get our play rolling. So it did take us a little bit of time to break them down, but eventually we did. Then it was really this game. Celtic kept playing it short, and we were high pressing all the time. We won it back from a defensive mistake here. Roll it into Ansu Fati again, and he makes it 3. And really, I was feeling at that point that we're probably heading to a Europa League final in this one, because I can't really see Celtic coming to Villa Park and scoring 4 goals. So that would be the end of the first leg. And like I say, I was feeling very confident with that scoreline. That's kind of exactly the scoreline that I wanted us to be taking into the second leg. I just don't foresee us shipping 4 goals at home. I just don't see it. It could happen, but I just don't foresee it happening. So yeah, a very good start to the Europa League semi-finals. But as per usual, a very stacked episode, and we would take on the team that we beat last episode to make our way to the FA Cup final. It would be Newcastle at home at Villa Park. I was expecting them to want to get revenge on us because obviously that game in the FA Cup was absolute insanity. We pretty much stole it from underneath Newcastle's noses because we were struggling. They were beating us, and they looked like they had beaten us, but then we got two very late goals and managed to nick it off of them. But we did have to rotate the team a fair bit for this one, obviously having just played in the semi-finals against Celtic, so a lot of tired legs for the boys in this one. So it was a bit of a worry because Newcastle had their strongest side, so we definitely were going to have to be aware. But early on we did start things off well. Jackson Price cutting inside, hitting the inside of the post, unfortunately. Nice bit of dribbling, and it kind of what came down to this. Both teams breaking from side to side. We'd find Ollie Watkins here, and there was a bad bit of defending from, I don't know if it was Lissandro Martinez or the young lad that they've been playing at the back, but Ollie Watkins, as he has done all season for us, would give us a 1-0 lead up against Newcastle at home. See, the defending, I think it's Lissandro Martinez actually, it's just very bad defending, doesn't close down Watkins at all, kind of almost acts like he's going to the byline himself. Don't know what happened there, but we will gladly take it, and we will gladly take the 1-0 lead because we know it's going to be a tough game, and Newcastle are definitely going to get opportunities with Alexander Isak because he is a handful. As you would see here, he would pick up the ball. I tried to cover the run, couldn't quite manage to stop it. We would win it then, but they would win it back straight away. Isak would go through and hit the inside of the post as we did earlier on, and we got let off with one there, really. We definitely knew from that point we had to keep a closer eye, but then it would be switched to Edwards. Matson would pick it up here, didn't manage to get rid of it quick enough, and Livramento would close him down. Rolls it through to Joe Linton. It's a good bit of play here. We do actually give away a foul, and we know what they're like from free kicks, but we didn't have to worry about that because they played it quickly to Alexander Isak. And the man is a menace. He scores a lot of goals, and he's bagged another one for them in this one. You can see they just take it quickly. Our players just aren't ready for it. I thought he was actually offside, but apparently not. So it is 1-1. Unfortunately, we do slip to a bit of a stupid goal to give away, but we saw we did that a lot against them in the FA Cup. You can see I'm letting things play through here. We tried to move the ball quickly, but Newcastle get the ball and break forward. Edwards down this wing was threatening me quite a lot. Stanisic comes across. He finds the ball to Isak. Luckily for us, Onana's coming in because Isak was just about to tuck that one away. But you can see that they've committed a lot of bodies forward. Watkins will find Hatate, and Hatate would find the top corner to make it 2-1 just before half-time. And there's not a better time for you to score if you're gonna score, and there we go. We would make it 2-1 to give ourselves a lead going into half time. A bit more confidence after a bit of a sloppy period from us, I would say, not really managing to hold on to things and then giving away the silly free kick that they managed to take the quick free kick from. So it was nice to get ourselves a lead to go into half time for sure. And from there it was a lot more back and forth. We would, not long into the second half, pick up the ball with Jaden Philogene off the bench. He would find Ray Hatate. Ray Hatate would roll it across, and Ollie Watkins would be free in the middle to tuck away another goal for himself and a third one for us. And that would pretty much be game from that point. Newcastle, again, very, very tough prospect, very tough team to beat. But they didn't ever really get to grips with stopping Ollie Watkins. You can see it's Lissandro Martinez again. He just doesn't close the space around Ollie Watkins. I'm not really sure why he's giving him so much space, but give him a bit too much respect, and we do make him pay for this one. But I said it might be game. Can we get another one here? Jaden Philogene breaking forward is cynically taken down by Lewis Hall, and we know for a fact that if this isn't a red card, something's been changed in the script, because we've had a lot of these this season, and Newcastle will find themselves with one in this game. Generally, when the player gets sent off, the team doesn't play any worse, but Newcastle weren't managing to carve out a lot of opportunities anyway. So that would be it. We would walk away 3-1 winners. That result would help push us to pretty much be secured winning the league title. For some reason, we weren't getting the title celebration animation. I think it might be because we lost the Liverpool game where they were talking about it. So I don't know if we're actually going to get it now, but that doesn't matter, but I would have liked to see it. Again, we see a pretty dominant game from us overall, but we've got no time to wait once again, because we need to wrap up things and see if we're going to be moving on to the finals of the Europa League. Like I said, after the first leg, I was pretty confident that we would be the ones moving on, even if we just managed to hold out a 1-0, a 0-0 even. I was pretty certain we'd be able to get it, and because of that I decided we would rotate the team. Obviously we've got FA Cup finals and a couple more games in the league before we get to the end of things, so I did change a couple players, not too many. I think it's just Kaminsky in goal actually in the end that I changed to give Martinez a bit of a rest, because he does get tired, which is surprising because you don't usually see that with goalkeepers. But yeah, he was getting tired, so I thought we'd give him a rest. Kaminsky can play the second leg of the semi-finals. I also felt like we should give Kaminsky a game, because he probably isn't going to play the FA Cup final against Liverpool, just because I don't want to take that risk. Obviously he was playing a lot of the games up to that point, but I don't really think in a final against probably our biggest rivals this season that we can really play our rotational goalkeeper. It seems just like a little bit stupid, like we would kind of be giving them the FA Cup win if we were to do that. Celtic did start things off very quickly though. Oliveira getting down the wing, he finds the ball back to Bernardo, who goes back to Oliveira again. Not great defending from me overall, if I'm honest. They were working it around well. They find the ball into the feet of Ida. We do get a last minute tackle in with Wagnerman though, and that would set us on the counter straight away. A nice first time ball from Xavi would find Ansu Fati, and Ansu Fati off of the counter would give us a 1-0 lead, and 4-0 up on the night. Not on the night, on the aggregate. Like I said, I was already pretty confident. I was even more confident now. I was like, yep, this is it. We've done it. We are going to make our way to a final. So I would say that the treble is definitely on the table for us right now. It's going to be tough to get past Liverpool. I obviously don't know 100% who we're facing in these finals at the moment. I think it's between AC Milan and Ajax, so I don't think either of those games are going to be particularly easy. Celtic did start to find their way back into this one a little bit though, and they did get a good shot that Kaminsky had to make a big powerful save for. We would then concede to an Adam Ida goal. Poor defending, to be honest, from Pau Torres. Didn't manage to clear it away. The celebration from Adam Ida though was a very suspicious one for me, asking the crowd kind of what's up in a way, but like it's 1-1 on the night. You're still going out regardless of you scoring that goal, and I think that actually woke our boys up a little bit. Xavi Simons with a nice bit of dribbling here. We find the ball to Koku, and we know when Koku gets to that range he will strike them. Luckily for them, their keeper did make a save, but Leon Bailey with a great touch, and the ball will fall back to Koku, and he would not mess up the second time. Great finish from Koku to give us our lead back, make it 2-1. I think that's now 5-1 on aggregate. So yeah, Adam Ida, your celebration, mate, might have got your team in a little bit of trouble there, because you kind of woke up our team, and you probably should have just kept us lying dormant, because we weren't really pushing too much on you. We're happy to see things out, but that's what happens from time to time in football. Celtic, however, would try to come forward again, but we would get the ball off of them. Xavi Simons with a great ball out to Ansu Fati here. Ansu Fati would break forward, cut inside, find Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins would tuck one away. And it's a very nice goal. 3-1 on the night, 6-1 on the aggregate. And if I'm honest with you boys, at this point I thought, even if Celtic beat us now, there's absolutely no chance that they'd take the final off of us. So after watching the replay of Ollie Watkins' very nice goal, I did decide we would just jump to sim. You can see it finishes 4-1, so we do add another one. And surprisingly, it's actually Ajax that will be meeting. I think it was it 3-3 on aggregate? Oh no, 4-3 on aggregate, so 1-0 in the first game. Ajax scored 4 at home, Milan scored 3, and then Ajax beat them 4-3 on penalties. Like, that is a crazy semi-final. 7-goal thriller in the semi-final after Milan took the win in the first leg as well. What a turnaround from Ajax. So they're definitely a team that we're going to have to watch out for, because they seem like they've got a lot in the bag to definitely give teams trouble if you don't take them seriously, as Milan found out the hard way. But yeah, you can see we still got 4 games in the league. We now have 2 finals in between those games as well, which I'm not wild on, if I'm honest. I'm not really looking forward to playing this amount of games. I don't think I've ever had a finale that's had this amount of games in it before. So it's definitely a bit of a longer one for a finale than we're generally used to, but big games in there still to play against City and Arsenal as well. Like I say, I'm pretty sure that the league is in our hands, so I don't think these results will really impact that too much, but obviously we'd still like to finish things. I'm also still trying to get the title celebration, because obviously we haven't seen us actually lift the title. I think if that's going to happen now, it will probably happen in the Everton game at the end of the season, but the likelihood is that that game is going to be done on the sim, so maybe if I live sim it or something, I don't know, but I'm going to try and get it. Maybe if I jump in, actually I could jump in towards the end of the game, and hopefully that will give us the title celebration. But yeah, we do rotate things a bit again here, not massively. Still got some decent players and some of the guys that have played a lot of football for us this season in up against Brighton away from home. But if I'm 100% honest, I wasn't too bothered what happened in these games, and I think it kind of showed with how we were playing. We kind of just weren't as flush and as doing as well as we usually did. We were giving up easy opportunities like that one there to Ruta. He really should have buried that. We didn't have many opportunities either, and we would be punished eventually for Ruta getting opportunities. Good first save from Emi Martinez, however, unfortunately it does bounce back out to Ruta, and he tucks away the second one. It's been a long time since we've gone down 1-0, so it was a bit of a strange feeling for us, to be honest. But you can see from here, Brighton just really start running the show after that one. Didn't know where to go really with the defender. The bit I was most worried about there is Ollie Watkins picked up a knock, and obviously we've got some finals coming up that I really need Ollie Watkins in for. But we would take a loss in this one, which was a bit disappointing, if I'm honest. But like I said, I'm not too bothered. The City game, we would just sim that one. We actually surprisingly won 3-1 away from home. Wasn't too bothered about that one either. And we are going to do a press conference for the final. Hi guys, welcome to the press conference. Let's get this underway. An absolutely huge match for you. Your first domestic final as Villa manager. Can you talk to us a bit about it? Yeah, look, we're absolutely delighted to be in the final. Obviously, our first domestic final that we've been in during my tenure. It's a very exciting time. We know that we're in for a very, very tough game against Liverpool. We've played Liverpool a couple of times this season already, so we kind of both know what to expect from one another. So it's going to be a battle for sure, and it's going to be interesting to see who can eventually come out on top and take advantage of the others' maybe slip-ups, because I think that's mostly what it's going to come down to. I think all in all we're pretty well balanced when it comes to the head-to-head, so we know what to look for, we know how to take advantage of those opportunities, and we'll look to do that here today, but I'm confident in our ability to come out with a win in this one. Are you at all worried about your players burning out, considering that you have another final in the Europa League not long after this game? It's a very congested schedule. We knew that when we were progressing as well as we have been in all these competitions. We've been prepared. Luckily, so far this season, we haven't been hampered by too many big injuries to the squad. So we're flying high. We're going strong. With the Premier League pretty much wrapped up and in our hands now, we know that these next two games, this game against Liverpool, and the next game in the Europa League final, we know they're going to be absolutely massive games for us. So we're prepared. We know it's not going to be by any means an easy stretch for us, and these next two games are going to take a lot out of us. Luckily for us, after this, the season is done, and the boys and myself especially will get some time off. But yeah, we've got all of our focus on this game. We're not looking past to the next game, not looking past to the treble or anything like that. It is all about this one game against Liverpool here today, and that's what we're going to focus on. We're just going to focus on trying to get a result out of this one and trying to get past Liverpool. You mentioned it there, but how huge would it be for you and the club if you were to walk away as treble winners? Obviously, it would be an absolutely massive achievement. It's not the Champions League treble, but even a domestic double would have been huge for us. If we can add a Europa League to that as well, that's absolutely massive for the club. It's massive for us progressing, massive for my career. But like I said, we're not focusing on that right now. Everything has to go into this game against Liverpool. We have to be 100% committed to beating Liverpool here today, because if we even look past them for 1 second, we know that they've got everything that it takes to take advantage of that. So today, my focus is fully on Liverpool. Thanks, guys.
A chance to etch your name in folklore. Who's it going to be? Only two teams left in the battle for the FA Cup. There can be just one winner. We're live next on EA TV.
But here we are, Cup final day at Wembley against Liverpool. Obviously, last time we played Liverpool, they beat us as well. So we're 1 for 1 so far this season. I don't know what to expect from this game, if I'm honest. I know it's going to be a very tough game. I know Liverpool, if we give them opportunities, they will score them. They're just that kind of team right now. So we definitely need to be at our best. I'm hoping, because we've rotated the squad the last couple of games, that the guys that we need to step up will be able to in this one. But that man Victor Gyökeres is going to be one hell of a prospect to keep quiet, because he is super strong, he's really quick, and he just seems to find his way into positions where you just can't stop him from scoring. So definitely going to be a challenge for the defence to keep him quiet. As we see their team here, it's a very strong side. We're surprised to see Tsimikas playing at left back, but then when I looked at their bench players, I didn't really see anyone else that would play left back, so maybe they've kind of just downgraded a little bit in that position. It's a strong side, but I don't think it's their strongest side that we've played against. I think the side we played last time we played them had a couple like Ibrahima Konate and stuff. They were in the starting lineup, so I think there's strength to come off their bench for sure. But yeah, we knew it was going to be a tough game for sure. Had to have a quick pause there because I think my shopping arrived, so couldn't play it straight away, which also didn't make me feel very confident going into it. And as expected, the Liverpool passing was out on display very early. Alexander-Arnold stepping into midfield here, and Victor Gyökeres would just absolutely power his way through the defence. Luckily for us, Pau Torres makes an absolutely clutch slide tackle to block the shot, because that looked like it was about to be 1-0 straight away for Liverpool in this one. Corner wasn't a great one from them. Leon Bailey does manage to clear it. Falls to Gyökeres again. Don't know how he just happens to find his way onto the ball wherever he is. We are just kind of holding them up here though. Tsimikas and Elliott trying to play it down this wing. Not really making any progress with it. Koku just get a foot in to send it back the other way. So that was a nice bit of confidence builder. We do nick the ball off them then here, and you can see it's an absolute streaming attack from us early on. No one closes down Xavi Simons And on the counter-attack, 6 minutes in, going into the 7th minute, Xavi Simons would step up absolutely huge for us and give us a 1-0 lead in the FA Cup final. I have been critical of him this season. I have said at times I don't think he steps up at the times when we need him to. I could not have asked him to step up bigger here, to be honest, because this is a vital game and we need players like him, Watkins, Bailey, Ansu Fati, everyone to step up. So that was a huge start for us, especially off of almost conceding. For some reason I whipped in a really stupid cross there. I don't know why I did that, because I was almost 100% certain that was never going to work out. Geyser then uses his pace, bursts through, finds Gyökeres, but somehow Gyökeres rolls it wide. And we were absolutely counting our lucky stars here. But you can see Liverpool are starting to turn the screw a little bit here, and they're giving us a lot of trouble. Emi Martinez is ready for that one. Throw this one out to Ian Matson. He then finds Ansu Fati, and you can kind of see the blueprint of this game is starting to find itself a bit here. You can see we're going to be hitting them on the counter. They're going to be sustaining a lot of pressure. A nice little skill move there from Xavi Simons would get him past Trent, I believe it was. Then the shot near post would be saved from their keeper. Gyökeres giving us a world of trouble, as I expected. Finds Luis Diaz here, but it's a good save from Emi Martinez to keep things 1-0 to us. But it was getting tough. The pressure was definitely building, and from the corner, Gyökeres absolutely planted. Bissek has to ask questions of himself there, because he just did not do enough to stop Gyökeres getting to that header. Emi Martinez can't do anything with the power of the header, so unfortunately it would be 1-1 before half time. You can see you have to ask questions of Bissek here. I don't like to, because he's one of our better players, but he should be winning that header there for sure. Disappointing that we've conceded from a corner like that, but in the second half we did start a lot better than we had been playing in the first. Wagnerman will get the ball down the wing here, not really being marked, and it's a great cross. For some reason the goalkeeper hesitated on coming out, didn't come to catch the ball, and Mr. Reliable in a final for us steps up big, gives us our lead back to make it 2-1. It's a great little cross from Wagnerman. I questioned myself on crosses earlier, but Pavard does not read it. The keeper does not come out. It's not even that clean of a header from Ollie Watkins, to be honest, but it's enough. We then do break through again, but somehow Ansu Fati puts it wide, which I couldn't believe. And you can see we are just pressing them and countering, and that is basically all we did for the end of this game. Ansu Fati will pick it up again, get some space in the box, roll it across to Mbeumo, but again Mbeumo unbelievably put it wide. We then did switch to defence mode for a little bit. Liverpool weren't really managing to make a lot of their stuff connect. We do get the ball and we clear it away. See me just try to smash it down the pitch, because that would mean that we would be FA Cup winners, a competition we did not expect to be anywhere near the final of. We have found ourselves not only in the final, but winning the whole competition. Absolutely huge for us. So the double is completed. Obviously we know after this we will have the opportunity to seal a treble for ourselves. Huge season for us right now. Like I said before, I wanted to win silverware this season. That was my aim. To get 2 bits of silverware, the FA Cup and the Premier League title. I mean, could you ask for more, really? Could you? A Champions League, maybe? But, like, this is an absolutely huge season for us. Huge performance from the team as well. Emi Martinez doing extremely well to save a lot of those real gilt-edged chances. And I'm going to give a shout-out to Pau Torres as well, because I feel like he's got a lot of flack this season. Made a couple of mistakes here or there. We even saw one from him earlier in the Brighton game. But he was huge in this game for me. We saw the early tackle on Gyökeres to stop them from putting that first one away. That wasn't his only one, but I wasn't just going to put a load of defensive highlights in, because like I said, it's a pretty long episode as it is. But he was absolutely massive for us in this game, as well as Emi Martinez. Obviously all the attacking lads are great. Love our midfield as well. The team has just come together really well this season. I think we've added exactly the parts that we needed to add. And we are FA Cup winners. we will have an FA Cup and a Premier League trophy on our bus ride at the end of the season. Can we add a Europa League trophy?
And now the players get to relax a bit and enjoy having the pictures taken.
Well, these photos will be cherished for years to come, won't they? Certainly ones to show the grandchildren.
There's just the official confirmation the double has been completed. So we have won the Premier League. Obviously, we haven't had the celebration, but it's confirmed that we have won it now in-game. So that's nice to know that that's definitely confirmed. But now we have the chance to seal a treble for ourselves. It's the pressure that I felt going into this game, knowing that the treble was on the table, was absolutely ungodly. I don't know why it changed it so much for me, because when we got Ajax and not Milan, I was kind of like, okay, I think we probably have a better chance against Ajax. I think Milan, did we play Milan in the group stage? They even beat us, or we drew with them if we did play them. But I was like, that's going to be a hell of a tough game, especially on the back of the Liverpool game as well. But man, I was feeling it in this game, like 100% I was feeling it. I was like, can you imagine, we finished the season with a treble. Like, man, that's everything that you could really want for this season. Obviously, a Champions League treble would have been ideal, but this, for me, 100% would have been the cherry on top of the cherry on top of the cake. Like, it would have been so huge for us if we could win this one, but I was piling so much pressure on us. But I know how good our team is. We did have a couple of changes that we made in this one. Obviously, playing Alfie Doughty, I thought he could probably deal with their front line okay. And we did have to bring Jaden Philogene and Mbuemo in for these ones to start, because we did have a lot of tired legs after the FA Cup. We did have I think it was about 4 days, but obviously that's not a lot of time in football in terms to get your fitness back. But yeah, a huge opportunity for us in this one to seal a treble. Can we do it? Let's find out right now. As is fashion for us, we would start things on the front foot. Wagnerman having a huge influence on the game early on, and Mbuemo would get a good shot away. Philogene would then get one, almost falls to Watkins, but the keeper manages just to scoop it away from his foot. So we can't put away our first couple of opportunities. I was like, but that is exactly the confidence boost that I needed to kind of put the pressure behind me. Like I said, Wagnerman having a huge impact on this game, would find the ball to Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins has scored so many goals from that position this season, but this time it doesn't manage to get it. Good cross into Bissek. Unfortunately, for some reason, he just didn't really connect with the header. We would find Wagnerman in the box. He would take the shot, but it would be deflected. Bissek would pick it up. Didn't really know what to do with him in that position, so we do manage to roll it out to Koku. Koku would find Watkins, and Watkins from a very similar position from where he picked it up earlier and had one saved. Wouldn't make any mistake with this one, absolutely slamming it as hard as he could into the back of the net. Ollie Watkins, as so often this season, would give us the 1-0 lead. Bit unlucky from the Ajax boys. They did almost get a block in on it, but wasn't to be for them in the end. We would go 1-0 up in the 40th minute. Absolutely huge start from us. We kind of were all over Ajax, to be honest. It took them a while to really get anything going, but they would get an opportunity in the second half. Bertrand Traore curling one very nicely. Fortunately for us, because it looked like Emi Martinez was beaten, it would come off of the crossbar, and they then in the second half really belonged to Ajax, really. Traore was giving us a world of trouble, another curling effort, but this one saved by Emi Martinez. And this was your true kind of final feel, late cross from Ajax, but it would just be a hard-fought 1-0 victory for us. And the treble would be secured. Absolutely massive season from us, man. Like, genuinely, I cannot be happy with how this season's gone for us. I did not expect to win a treble. I thought we probably would be able to win the Europa League, if I'm honest. I did see that at the beginning of the season. I just thought that we were stronger than most of the other teams that we were coming up against in that, maybe bar Milan. I just thought we'd be able to win it. I always felt that way. But when the treble was on the table, like I said, I did. The amount of pressure I put on myself, man, I thought we were going to crumble. But yeah, we didn't. We held out well as well, because it had to be a tough 1-0 grind out. They did get some opportunities late on. But man, I'm absolutely over the moon with how this season has gone for us. Treble winners, Europa League winners, FA Cup, Premier League. What a season.
Just listen to that atmosphere. Look how much the players are enjoying it.
This is what all the hard work was for. It's a long road to win silverware at any level of the game. The sights and sounds of celebration. It's an absolute privilege to be here to see this.
Oh, it is, and the fans absolutely make it, don't they? You can just see how much that they're enjoying it as well.
It's a lovely touch from the players to take the trophy over to the supporters and share this moment with them.
Oh, it is, and you can see that they're really into the celebrations as well.
Well, these players will be celebrating long into the night. This is what it was all for.
Definitely, these are the pictures that you look at long after you've finished playing.
You see from the stats, like, obviously we did dominate attacking wise a lot of the game. We had the shots, but in the second half they really just took control of possession. They made it really tough for us, and they had those two opportunities that really kind of knocked me back a bit, I would say. Maybe I was feeling a little bit overconfident at that point, but it doesn't matter in the end, because we do walk away treble winners. So absolutely huge from us. We do still have 2 games in the Premier League, but obviously we saw after the FA Cup game that it was confirmed that we won the Premier League. We did have a couple unsettled youth players here. I think I called one up and then I decided to release the second. We got a 22.8 million offer in for Morgan Rogers, and I decided we were going to let him leave. You can see in the background that we had the sim game against Arsenal that I decided we would just we just sim it. We do lose 2-1. Like I said, I'm not too bothered. We will get confirmation here as well that Morgan Rogers will be leaving us. 23 million-ish, not too bad, I would say. It's okay. We then get a very intriguing offer in from Porto here for Alfie Doughty plus Danny Loader. I like the idea of bringing in a striker, but the one that I wanted was Samu. They wouldn't offer me Samu. They then offered me Galeno. I was very tempted by this, but I think what ended up happening is that I looked and Galeno, I think, was 28. So I kind of didn't want to give up a 26-year-old for a 28-year-old, even though he's a great player. He also doesn't necessarily fit straight into our team, whereas someone like Samuel Morodium would, because obviously we're looking for a rotational player. I think I end up trying to get Conte Sao off of them for a straight swap, which I was almost certain wasn't going to come off, but he would be a player that would be able to go straight into our starting lineup were we to be able to get him in. So I was almost certain that they were going to reject that, but hey, if you don't try, how are you going to know? And then I think, we have it. We see it here. Ollie Watkins is 3 goals off of matching the competition record for goals in the Premier League. Like I said, we were always going to sim a good portion of the Everton game, but with that in mind, I decided that we would live sim the Everton game so that we would get a big portion. We basically get to see if Ollie Watkins was going to break the competition record. I also wanted to jump in because I wanted to obviously see if we got the title celebration at the end of this one. So yeah, I did decide to do it as a normal sim match to see if we can get that competition record for Ollie Watkins, and then jump in to see if we can also get the title celebration, the trophy lift, because it would be nice to see. Obviously, if we don't get it, we don't get it, but this was a game that I was expecting us to win, even though it was on sim. I was 100% expecting us to win this. I did rotate a lot of the boys with that in mind, and you can see here we take a good 2-0 lead in the first half. Going into the second, we make it 3-0, and I think then Ollie Watkins managed to bag a second, which he did. So then at this point I was even more keen to jump in, because I was like, we need to get Ollie Watkins one more goal so he can match that competition record that the game says. And you can see from here, we do manage to play it around well. We do get Ollie Watkins his hat-trick, which would give Ollie Watkins the competition record. He would be tied now at 36 on the competition record. We do win it back again here, and I tried to get it forward quickly to see if we can get him to 37 so that we can get him to hold the competition record overall. Unfortunately, what happens instead is that Everton actually go through on goal and they make it 5-1. So yeah, kind of the opposite from what I wanted to happen, but we do sweep it forward quickly here, try and chip in Ollie Watkins. We can see I'm really forcing it at this point and it just isn't coming off. So he does tie the competition record, he doesn't break it, which is a little bit disappointing. Even more so disappointing, we didn't actually get the title celebration, so we won't get to see the full-blown trophy lift. What we will get, obviously, is we'll get the bus ride where we get to see all the trophies together. So that's a bit of a consolation for not actually seeing the full-blown trophy lift. But yeah, a very, very good season for us. I really don't have anything else to say besides from that. It's great from us. It really blew all my expectations out of the water. I didn't expect us to walk away as treble winners, but here we would get our bus drive, and we would finally get to see all three titles lined up next to each other. There they are. There is the confirmation of our treble winners. It's on the bus. Absolutely huge from us, man. But yeah, obviously, with that being said, that will be the end of this. There is nothing more else to do this season. I think we might have a late Youth Scout update, but I don't actually think I ended up showing it on camera. But you can see there, Ollie Watkins ties the goal record. Emi Martinez is goalkeeper of the tournament, obviously winning the Golden Glove. Huge top goal scorer, obviously, for Ollie Watkins. Team of the season, we've got 6 players in, I think. Yeah, 6 players in. Ollie Watkins got player of the season as well. You kind of would expect that after what he's done so far this season. But you would see there, you would get to see Emi Martinez stood next to the trophy. So that's kind of a little nod to it. It's still not quite what I wanted, but I want to see the trophy lift ideally, but I think it's still good enough. I thought we'd take a scroll around the stats and the rest of the leagues to see how everything went. Obviously, Ollie Watkins was Golden Boot winner, 36 goals in 37 games, absolutely mad. It's quite mad that Gabriel Martinelli got 30 and 38 though, to be fair. Assist winner would be Xavi Simons, followed by Ollie Watkins, unbelievably. So yeah, very, very impressive season from Ollie Watkins. Double-digit goals and assists. Golden Glove would go to Emi Martinez. We'd also win the most red cards with Kevin Danso getting 3. So yeah, pretty huge contribution from Kevin Danso to the team. Not really where you want to see him. John Duran would be third in the FA Cup goal scoring charts with 5 and 5, which, to be fair, I have to give him his flowers for. Didn't realise he'd be on there. Jane Philogene would be the assist winner. Marvadashvili would have the clean sheet record. Somehow Gyökeres got a red card in the FA Cup, which was quite surprising to see. Was not expecting us to be on the Carabao Cup list at all, because obviously we didn't make it very far in that competition at all, but thought I would still scroll through it so that you guys could have a look. The winner of the Golden Glove in that competition was actually only 2, so that was quite surprising to see. Champions League top goal scorer goes to Noah Lang. Goes to Ollie Watkins in the Europa League. Assists are the same. Ollie Watkins and Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons 1, Ollie Watkins 2. There's the Conference League top goal scorers if you care, and assists as well. Yeah, so absolutely huge. What I haven't decided, which I mentioned at the beginning of this, is how I go forward from here. I'm not really playing FIFA at the moment, as you could probably tell, hence why it's taking me so long to get these videos out, because it's kind of something that's in the back of my mind. I've been doing a lot of other projects that I've got caught a passion for, really, so this has kind of been on the back burner for a little bit for me. But you guys let me know, what do you think? Should we wait till the next game to restart a career mode? Should we do a shorter one? Should we start one up and see how it goes? You guys let me know how you feel about it. Obviously, been maddeningly inconsistent. I can only apologise for that. It's just one of those things. When I'm playing the game, I love making the videos. When I'm not playing the game, it's a bit more of a chore to make the videos. So it's hit and miss. I'm going to be doing some more variety kind of stuff as we're looking at the other leagues in the background here. Monster Hunt is coming up, so I'm definitely going to be hopping on Monster Hunt. I might make some videos of that. You guys let me know, what do you feel like? Do you want to see other gaming stuff? Do you want to see another FIFA kind of thing? Let me know how you're feeling, and I'll take that into consideration, compile all of that. If you are into wrestling whatsoever, I've got a second channel called HCCW. I'm making a lot of stuff over there right now, which I'm really enjoying, so check that out if you fancy it. But yeah, besides from that, let me know how you feel. You can see Milan here actually surprisingly did win Serie A, but did obviously fall short to Ajax, who won the Eredivisie. A lot of the leagues are who you would expect. Sporting winning the Liga Portugal. Who won the Liga? I don't remember. Real Madrid won La Liga. So yeah, it was it's one of those, man. It's a great season for us. I definitely can't complain whatsoever. It was exactly what I wanted. I couldn't have, if this is going to be where we end the series, we kind of couldn't have ended it on a better level, to be honest. A treble. The only thing that's better than this would be kind of repeating the same thing, but with the Champions League instead. So yeah, it's kind of one of those mad things where we're almost at the top. We could push for one more season to maybe try and win the Champions League, as PSG are confirmed Champions League winners there. City making it to Champions League final, even though they had a horrendous season in the league. Maybe putting all their eggs in the basket of the Champions League. But yeah, that's basically it from me, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to sign off here and then let the rest of this play out. I think there's literally maybe only a youth scout report. I actually don't even know if there's that. It might just be a bunch of nonsense, couple of players going out on loan, etc. So yeah, that's going to be it from me. Let me know what you want to do in the future, and yeah, hopefully whatever it is that we do decide to do together, hopefully I'll see you in it. Please like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell to get notified about when that starts up, and I hope to see you there. Peace.